Okay, let me just okay, let's start our morning MAO right now for today. There we go. Okay. All right, today is the 20th of September 2021, Monday. All right, MAO stands for Market Analysis and Outlook. Is tapering going to start soon? Now, what do you think, guys? Do you think that is tapering going to start soon? Now, I have two views on this, and my view is that yes, it will start soon, but it will not be immediate. And I believe that most likely we'll only see it in December. All right, that means that the market is still going to receive the $120 billion of QE this month, September, October, November. That means another $360 billion is still going to come into the market, right? And the dollar is likely still going to be a little bit weak, and therefore, right, inflation will continue to build until probably December, whereby the inflation gets too expensive for a certain thing, then maybe the tapering will come in. This is my personal view. I'll share with you more today, but let you know today there's loads of information to share with you, loads of stuff, especially on Evergrande. All right, this is going to be very exciting stuff going forward. All right, so you can see that the picture on top of this is what happened in Evergrande, the building where people are getting very upset. And of course, if you look through the later on as you go through this video MAO, right, you will know that the reason why people are so pissed off. Okay, trust me on this. Whatever the media has picked up for us, apparently it's not total. Okay, but I cannot confirm that, you know, the one that I pick up from the another side of media is going to be 100%. But I believe they shouldn't. Okay, they couldn't have done share false statements, put it this way. Okay, and of course we have AUKUS right now, Australia, UK and US, the three of them coming together, and this pissed France off very badly. And of course, that also gave China the eyeball, all right, on this case. Okay, we'll talk about this also later on during MAO. Okay, let's go. Now, first of all, this morning we already have this guy, you know, he's a famous analyst on this from OCBC. Okay, he actually says that Federal may start tapering QE before year end. So his view is that he looks forward that there could be a QE, there'll be a tapering of QE soon before year end. And that's why now a lot of analysts are all calling for that. Okay, so is this going to happen? Well, I'll leave it to you to decide. But the joke of the day, as usual, I'll do that, is that do I look like Jerome Powell to you? Now the bulls, all eyes are on this fairy godfather, which is the Jerome Powell, because if Jerome Powell continue to stay on and keep on having the QE ongoing, right, there's no way the stock market is going to come off. Recently, it came off, it's just a bit of profit taking, but I strongly believe that as long as the QE is there, the market will still have strength at the bottom. So which means that any pullback now could be a decisive time to look into the buying side. Okay, so that's why it's the joke of the day. Now, disclaimer as usual. Now, for those who are joining us for the first time or hearing this for the first time, do note once again, this is a what I'm sharing here is based on the chart view of the market, and of course some of the information I picked up from internet. Now I always put where the source came from so that you can check the source later. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's the sources that I collect, whether or not they declare the real stuff of it or they have some added on stuff. You have to do your own due diligence. Okay, all right. So you've accepted the above, you identified me. Just take note of that. Okay. Now, for some of you guys who are my fans of MAO, right, you all notice that, hey, how come Cal don't do any alternate market views anymore? Now, because alternate market views sometimes may actually creates a unnecessary divergence of the reality. So what I do is that I separate them. Now I basically make it as a point that if you think that it's worthy and you are subscribed to it, right, it costs $96 for a 3 month period. But this 3 month period already started since 1st of September. So if you're coming in right now, you still pay $96, but your leftover, the remaining time will be about 2 months and 10 days. So just let you know that. Okay, like on 17th of September, I posted this. I said that based on the current macro index model itself, right, it shows that there is a pretty good chance that the market may come off soon. And truth be told, we saw Thursday, Friday, the stock market actually come down. So I give you my personal view, and I'll share with you some charts that you don't see on internet or mainstream media. These are something that you may want to really look at it. Like this one is a spread between the bear market probability and the macro index model. I think it's pretty good. And this is whereby people really get the advantage of having good information, because like people who actually want to know more stuff than what the boys are seeing other than your RSI, Bollinger Band, MACD. We're talking about something like this. These are really economic model that you don't get from the internet. So I mean from mainstream media, sorry. So if you like to have that itself, right, you can consider to contact us. Okay, all right. Now our Hang Seng M1 trading group is getting better and better and better. More and more people are making money. And one of my students, Kim, have decided to actually compile the Hang Seng M1 and M5 trade history for us, and he do it, really do it on his own accord. And what happened, you can see that since September 1st until today, we are about 14 trading days. Now, if you actually really trade according to rules, you can see that this is the amount of money that you can make. We can actually have almost no losses from the first day until now, if you actually combine the M1 and M5 trading together and you follow the rules, and of course your risk management based on the KSI. So with all this is out, right, you can see that we have our fair share of losses, but most of the time we do make more than our losses. So as long as you actually do that result, even your M1 trading is a negative, your M5 could cover back. So this is done by a student, and there was no, we didn't ask this person to do it. He just do it because he wants to share. And the result shows that evidently that's why our Hang Seng group is getting bigger and bigger. So if students want to give it a try, contact us through by contacting Keng Hua. He is our one of our team leader in TWB Academy. Contact him; he will be able to assist you. All right, pretty cool, right? Now, last Thursday, we do have this initial jobless claim, and I did ask you guys about what's the forecast, right, for my own student. So apparently some of y'all gave a very, very near figure, like Anthony gave 318, Alex Heng gave 328, and Azar gave 318. All are pretty close to it itself, all right? All pretty close. Akit 340. But the number that we say is all right, it has to be plus minus 1,000. All right, so mine was 344. I'm also off by a bit. So that means that there's no winner, okay? There's no winner on that day itself. So no winner, we will snowball this to 6.8 ADA coin. That means that we'll snowball this. Now, this is only available for students. Only students, TWB students will be able to participate in this lucky guess contest, okay? All right, so snowball to 6.8 ADA coin. That will be it, okay? All right. So this coming week, what do we have? Well, this week we have we are building permits, which is tomorrow. Then we have exiting home sales, crude oil inventories. On Thursday is where we have FOMC interest rate. Now we likely going to expect nothing to happen unless Jerome Powell threw a stunner, which I don't think so at this time right now. And after that, on Friday, Jerome Powell will be speaking, and most likely the market will take this as a key concern. But I cannot deny this. Last week itself, the Dow Jones have been down quite a bit. So this week, the market may take advantage of this to buy back from the lower end. So that's why traders need to watch out for this. Okay, this week is going to be a pretty good week. And I also tell students of mine that gold should be actually doing pretty okay, because as long as the market has finished its selling, likely we'll see some gold recovery. Okay, so cover this more tomorrow. Now we can see that last Friday, the Dow Jones is down by 166 points from the very opening price. It goes down already. It did went down the low of 34,550 range and then twice and rebounded, but end of the day ended weaker. All right, so this tells you what? Okay, first of all, we must understand it's the second straight week of losses in a September slump for this September alone. And what actually leads to that itself, because there's a resurgence of COVID virus, Federal Reserve meeting to this week, and of course the historical tendency for September to be weak for equity. Now the thing is this: people have been saying, "Hey, Kel, you know what? You've been getting correct now. September really seems to be weak. So does it mean that October is goodbye?" Well, I give you two prongs on this first. First of all, indeed, seasonally September is always a weak. Okay, for the last 52 years, it has been weakest among the rest of the months. But you also understand that fund manager Tom Lee actually says that September could be good. And after that, he said that October will be very bad, because he gave all the reason of October and stuff like that. Now the question is this: now the market is expecting September to be bad, and it's happening right now, and October should be better. But Tom Lee says that October will be very bad. So the question is, could it be that now September is bad, October market recover, or September and October can be bad. Okay, what's your thing? All right, guys. What do you think so, guys? What do you think that it will happen? Do you think that the market will be bad this coming October? If you think it will be bad, please keyword BAD, bad. If you think that no, just key the word NO. Let me see your consensus right now while I continue reading it off. All right, so basically the Dow Jones was down by 166 points. The Nasdaq was down also overall on about average 1%. But primary is all right. Mega cap technology counter was down, like social media giant Facebook was down, Alphabet was down, Apple was down, and Microsoft. So average they lost about 1.7% to 2.2% for the social media giants. All right. And of course, FDA rejected a plan to administrate the booster shot for Pfizer, and that also brought Pfizer and BioNTech down. Moderna also lost 2.4%. Okay, more important thing is, as I said to you earlier, is right. Historically, S&P usually is down for the month of September because traders basically get worried, option expiration, all this plays a part. And now they expect that volatility should expect to pick it up this week because after a big some selling off, usually the fund should come in and buy, right? But that's a question mark whether will they come in. That's a key point. And of course, we have the FOMC meeting, and because of that, even before the FOMC meeting, we see the Treasury yields already went up by 4 basis points, and now it's 1.37. Now my view is still 1.60 by end of this year. I think that most likely it will happen. Okay, let me see what your answers are. Judy say bad. Brian say bad. Eric say bad. Fred say bottoming out from October. I kind of agree with Fred. And October say neutral by Colleen. Okay, fair enough. Everybody is entitled to their own views. Okay. Now, apparently this guy, the chart master, says that they could see some trouble. Now, this video is about 12 minutes long, so I cannot be showing you now live, but I can later on, extract some of the highlights and put it to our Trade with the Boys page itself. All right, if you are in a hurry to watch this, you can watch this on your own. Okay, chart master sees trouble. Okay. Now let's just review what happened on Friday on the TWB system. Okay, so what happened is that let me just do this. Okay, so what happened is that the opening price was here between the two pivot 1 and pivot 2, but we can see very clearly the KSI on the Dow was red. So when Dow is red itself, right, the market will lean towards selling, and it should be going down to KTR -1 to KTR -2 rather easily. Now, all this information we already will probably know it and once the market traded. All right, so that's why we can look at what happened intraday. You can see that intraday, the Dow Jones opens here, and then it tried to move around. It did not get any triggering point. Then what happened is it's only at this stage itself, suddenly we saw the BNB came in. The BNB came in with a CCYR. It broke below pivot 2. That's why there was some selling initially. But after that, it's all right. It began to go sideways. So basically on Friday, the market was kind of flat throughout until the cash market opened. So we didn't have much room for real trades in the market. But we can see that once the market basically create a BNB, traders will always should be on standby to see what can we look at it. Okay, that is what happened on the Dow Jones on Friday. Then on gold market, it's very interesting. Now gold basically slammed down when the color changed over from yellow to red on the day chart. You can see that pretty clear. Then the thing is on Friday, the KSI was still red, but the KCX had to blink. Now when KCX had to blink means that there's a very good chance a bottoming out sign is near around us. And end of the day, we can see that the gold market opens between the two pivots, but because the KSI is red, it has more downside. So even if it goes up right to KTR +1, most likely we'll see it going up and coming down. That is what we know as a TWB student. So let's look at the intraday. You can see pretty clear. Now intraday chart's very clear. The market opens and straight away it started to go higher. Okay, it went up all the way. But once it goes very near to KTR +2, you can see that it didn't hit the KTR +2 pullback. And once it pulled back itself, right, you can see the triggering point is here. CCYR triggered the KTR +1, and that brought the gold back down again. So end of the day, that we thought that the gold will continue selling, but it didn't because it was stabilizing at around the TSCB level and bounces around. And you can see that the KCX indicator has already indicated that the market downside is going to be limited. Now, all these are telltale signs to tell you that why when the case is at the bottom and if the market is following through, you can see the buying really come. So what I'm trying to say is that, right, if gold is not going to go down much this week itself, the market could rebound. So gold traders, gold bucks, you may want to watch out the market, okay? So this one, take note of that. All right, so now let's go to some local and overseas news, and after that, there could be some important market reference. You're going to like this segment today. Now, first of all, China's Xiamen City tells residents to stay home as COVID-19 infection spreads in China. And Singapore Chinese embassy says dozens of nationals caught the COVID-19 here in Singapore. Oh my God. Okay, and apparently now in this Fujian province, right, it's the latest place whereby the outbreak actually happened. So apparently now Fujian province, they already locked down and they are making sure that people doesn't have it. And in fact, down there is 28 days of self-isolation, right, that area itself. So basically now people are getting very worried because if this China Fujian thing is spread, because apparently more than, according to some sources, say more than tens of thousands of people have already went out from Fujian and they're going everywhere because it's going to be the Mid-Autumn Festival. So therefore, right, there are people getting worried that this will spread even wider in China. And of course, in Singapore, we have just crossed 1,000 cases, okay? It's unimaginable. It's a local case. It's not just only from foreign side. This is going to be very worried. And of course, you know that recently now, right, furniture's deliveries are getting a little slower. In fact, I went to one China provision shop recently to buy some stuff. They tell me that certain items are not available because it's just not coming in. So you can see that a lot of things got stuck because of this, and this is not going to be good, all right? Now, of course, on the side, France is still mad about that submarine deals, and now they recall their ambassador to in United States and Australia. They are getting very pissed, okay? So you can see that it's just because of this submarine deal. But if you actually read deeper, you also know that it's actually not Australia's fault because France have been delaying in their manufacturing of the submarines, and that is the reason why. So of course, again, everybody had the right to, to have their own claims. But if you look at the story from both sides, you will know who actually at fault. So mainstream media, not everyone covered this part, so I'll just leave it there. All right, now we talk about Evergrande. This is the biggest problem now. Evergrande is so huge, all right? Now, basically, right, I'm going to have two sides. I'm going to give you two coverage here. One's from the mainstream media from the Western side and the Chinese Taiwan side. It's going to be quite interesting though. Okay, so what happened to Evergrande? If you don't know, or you've been under the rock for some time. Now, Evergrande is actually on the brink of a default. Now, this coming Thursday, they will have to really pay for their bonds. And the problem is that they may not be able to do that. They may not be able to do that. And if they default, wow, this is going to really shake the Chinese stock market and the entire economy. I'll tell you why. But you can look at it now, the stock price was about $16 at one stage. That was early this year. And from $16, it's been plunging all the way down. It's at an average of $2 to $3. Oh my goodness. Now, from the mathematical formula itself, right, if it goes below $2, there will be a wave of margin call coming in, and this could create a lot of problems. Now, what does Evergrande do? In case you don't know, they own about 1,300 real estate projects in 280 cities. Oh my goodness. And of course, they actually have about 2,800 projects across, okay, in their property service management. And they have many units in different areas. They have about 200,000 employees, but they created indirectly 3.8 million jobs. So imagine if Evergrande go down, we're talking about immediately about indirectly 200,000 losing a job and millions of people indirectly affected. And of course, the main thing is the banks, the suppliers, the home buyers, and the investors, okay? So the thing I want to highlight is the banks. The banks are the one going to get hit because the banks loan a lot of money to them. And if they cannot pay or they go belly up, this is going to be serious trouble. So that's why in the Western mainstream media, it says that a banking failure triggered by a collapse of major property developer was a single most likely scenario that could lead to hard landing in China. And apparently they don't dare to really say it, but it is definitely implying to Evergrande. Now, the thing is that now people are actually speculating that maybe China must come in to save Evergrande. Now, there's nothing wrong for a government to come and save the biggest property, all right, if they actually do the right thing. But if it could be just an economic crisis like COVID, like, something unfortunate happened, that's fine. But if you actually know deeper of the story, then there's a big question mark. Now, again, I will say this again. I'm getting this later about this. I'm getting from the Taiwanese talk show, which means that I'm not too sure how much truth is there. you have to do your own research, okay? My job is just to share this with you. You make your final decision, all right? Are we clear with that? Very, very important. Because I can tell you this, when I was watching the things, oh my God, how come the mainstream media in Western side doesn't cover all this? Okay, let's go on. Let's start. Now, this one, okay, says that, right, that a lot of problem in this Evergrande, and let me explain to you why. Basically, it's all right. Main gist is that the owner himself is actually trying to let go his properties that show that he's not going to stay. And of course, we have this Evergrande get into automobile business, but apparently there's some problem, okay, in this business. And of course, their financial products is a big, big headache there. Let me explain to you these three different areas. Now, first of all, you can see that now there are people actually holding these people hostage, okay, the Evergrande people hostage because they want them to pay. And this guy just don't want to talk anymore. They just, hey, whatever you want to do, you want to beat me up, you want to hit me, go ahead, but I'm not going to react. This is what is happening. And obviously, many, many people got hit. But what is scary is that this is how much, okay, for those who are not able to read Chinese or don't understand Chinese, let me explain to you. Apparently, it's all right for Evergrande, in order to go into, because they know that cash flow got an issue, they actually came out with a so-called this sort of bonds and thingy to basically get from investors' money. So if you put at least like 300,000 to 500,000, you get an annual return of 7.8%. Wow. I mean, we talk about Singapore itself is about average 2%, and this is 7.8%. So you myself take from Singapore, take the money and put it up there, you can make 3 times the money. So if it goes up to as much as 10 million, you get 9.5%. Wow. Okay, these are fixed return, okay, over 1 year itself. Fixed, huh? Okay, 高端理财, apparently this is very, it's called high yield interest, okay? Now, what's more is that, right, the problem is they say this is confirmed, and Hengda Evergrande guarantee, oh my God, and once they reach the maturity, they'll definitely pay the capital. Oh my goodness. So now we have a very big problem, because this money will never use for investment, they will use for something else. So what happened is that now, if China government come in to take and salvage this problem, that means it's admitting that it can be done in a way. So this is going to be a slap in the face, all right? That's one part of that. And of course, the crazier part is this: if you actually need to join Evergrande as employee, they actually must pump up money. Yeah, to join Evergrande, you must come up money. And some of the higher management, they are forced to get more money from their regional friends, so that, to help the company. It's like the company must survive, you must help me, things like that. So they got in more employee coming in to invest, so-called. And this is really crazy, because we're talking about really high figures. And of course, they also know that Evergrande, they went into automobile business. Now, the automobile looks pretty decent, look pretty good, right? But then some people went in to actually take a look and look at the beneath of the car. Oh my God, it's empty. And they have never sold a car. they say they have the car business, but they never really sold a car. So again, this is another problem here. So now, which means that your investment, you have a problem, your car business actually is not really real. So people are getting very worried. And of course, you came out and say that, okay, you get all the management coming to sign a declaration and say that we will definitely make sure we will come up with the houses to make sure that investors get a thing. But the problem is that we all know your company now is down, and the whole world is having this problem. And even you come out of the house, can it be safe to stay? Even if it's safe to stay, declared by who? So a lot of things is running everywhere, and this is going to be a problem. And after they declare, after a while later, they actually stop work. Oh my goodness, after they declare this, make everybody believe that, okay, things should be okay. The next time they stop work already, 停工. Oh my goodness. So all these are actually happening right now in Evergrande. Of course, you don't see this on mainstream media because, again, I say maybe it's not true. Maybe it's just being drummed up out of context. I don't know, but I'm just sharing with you. But again, all the sources are there. So if you want to look at it, Google out, and then you will know how much truth you want to believe on that. But this is really crazy, because now that means that if China want to do anything to help them, they must think twice, and this is going to be a problem here as well. And of course, now many houses around, or many properties in China, in China, they are all halfway there and not moving at all, because no funds. So a lot of houses are stuck itself, and of course, this is going to affect other property companies. And if this is going to happen itself, more than 280 banks and property companies will be hit. And that is whereby a lot of problem is going to happen in this sector. So that's why Thursday will be a very important day. If they couldn't do it, that's it. There could be a big jump in the price level. All right. So let's look at some very important market information for reference before we go to the chart side. Now, first of all, BlackRock basically came in. We know that recently BlackRock came in to help, right? So probably I got this feeling that BlackRock was caught in because they know China knows that this is going to be a very big problem. They need a lot of funds, and BlackRock, basically can come in. So BlackRock have become the first to operate fully owned China mutual fund business. Okay, but George Soros came in and said, no. You are saying that property you should know that property prices in China is a big problem. The OH is a problem, and the whole economy is a problem, and you're going in. And that's why George Soros says that BlackRock, you're making a mistake. Now, I'm going to say this up front. Now, like it or not itself, BlackRock has $9 trillion in assets. 9 trillion, okay? So the last time when I know about BlackRock itself, right, it was about 1 trillion. Then it went to 3 trillion, and now it's 9 trillion. So in my personal perspective is that, right, I don't think BlackRock will get hit, but they'll get slapped, that's for sure, because we can see on the stock price, you can see now for Evergrande, you can see that now we are very, very near to the lowest point since 2010. So the price itself was $1.83. Last Friday, it closed at $2.54. So I believe that this stock will likely go below $2 this week. I believe Evergrande will go below $2, and that may lead to some people just coming to just speculate that maybe this could be saved by BlackRock and things like that. Maybe, okay? All right, but you look at BlackRock itself, after that, while the stock market in the US is actually recovery, you can see BlackRock share price have been coming down the last 10 days, though this tells you that itself, okay? This tells you that this is the pressure from the China market over to BlackRock side. So if traders want to look at it, you must take a note the volume have increased, there's some selling, and if you want to look at it, there should be first support at about $840. Oh, okay, Colin said it might be deletes, so likely anything all can happen. All right, I will not speculate this, but I'm just saying that, right? Okay, this is how you get affected when you actually use good money to save bad money. All right, and of course, the thing is that because of all this ongoing now with the variant, the China market, the AUKUS, I don't think Federal Reserve will rock the boat this time. I don't think so. I believe that likely they will actually go, okay, they will likely be they will likely will be holding out the ship. Okay, don't buy Evergrande. Yeah, indeed, I also think that way itself. So let it cool down first. Don't do anything. Let it do. Okay, basically don't get in and wait for a while. Okay, but it will definitely rock some ship across the board. Okay, so now the Federal Reserve says that the week itself is going to be important, but likely they won't do much. And from the economic calendar is pretty light, so everybody will be focusing onto the this FOMC meeting. But like I say, most likely it's going to be a non-event, and they'll just tell you likely when will be the date. Likely will be December. And of course, now we have everybody calling for correction. Many analysts, many experts, many gurus are calling for a correction. So when the correction cost is there, but the market is strong, the market will actually go higher. But if the market correction calls are there and the market is weak, the market will really come down. All right, so you must understand the difference in different timing. All right, thank you, Colin, for sharing your view. Okay, so we can see that the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones all are coming down right now. So it shows that, right, there is the jobs are much lesser. So with all these things, in my opinion, the Federal Reserve is definitely caught in a catch-22 position, because they know that if they basically don't do QE tapering, what will happen? Inflation will go through the roof, and that will create more problem. But if you do it right now, straight away, you're going to send a lot of weight. You're going to rock the entire financial market. So this is going to be like, what to do. So if you ask me, it's better to just quickly get it done and over it. But of course, we have seen that it has never happened. And obviously, Jerome Powell is going to have his second term coming on in February. I just kind of think that he may want to just kick the can down the alley to give himself more time. So again, this is my personal view. All right. And we can see that September itself is one of the time whereby people get a bit worried, and we can see the yields are already propping up recently. And of course, JP Morgan is still pretty bullish. they still think that there could be some support at about 44.20 level to 43.67. And once you hit there, the market should be able to floor it and then recover. But main thing is that earnings are one of the big concern because we have actually companies all coming out and say that they are very worried about the earnings. And truth be told, one by one is showing that the earnings are going to be down. If you remember back in the period back then itself, right, many traders are saying that October month onwards, right, the earnings for last quarter will likely be revised. And that's another question here. And that's why there is the concern from fund strength Tom Lee. He said that right, October, because of earnings, there will be a bit of pullback. And I totally agree with him. So now we have a bit of problem right now for the market. Okay. All right. So Tom Lee and Cathie Wood basically says that the only theory that's going to support the market is only because of the millennium. Now, the millennium will be the one going to support the market. He believes that later on, right, in 2026, it will the bull market continue to 2026 and even 2038 as some millennium keep on build on their investing portfolio, including cryptocurrency. So that's why he believes that this is going to be up. And of course, Tom Lee is a very bullish analyst. He's been calling for buy for some time, and he's been spot on the last 2 years. And of course, Cathie Wood, her fund Cathie Wood, this ARK Innovation have been doing very well. Only this year is down by 5%, but overall it's still good because last year their fund was up by 150%. So in terms of that, she's saying that right, as long as the millennials are buying, he believes that this will disrupt the world order and things will get better. So what do you think, guys? Do you think that the millennium will be able to do that? Well, I would say that yes, there will be more people able to get involved in the market. That will bring a lot of new cash to the system because the millennium are more available, more willing to try out something new. But you must also understand that millennium itself have a lot of credit debts. So all I can say is there's two sides of it. I'm still believing that one day the Dow Jones cross 40,000. It will definitely go there. It's going to be happening. But maybe itself, right, a bit of pullback will be a very good time to look for buy. Okay. All right. So you can see that Cathie Wood have been still very bullish. She still thinks that Tesla will go to 3,000 in 5 years' time. But do note recently, Cathie Wood has sold some Tesla share. Not too sure what she's doing for, but maybe just take out some money and then buy into something better. All right. But still, she's still looking at the Tesla to go to 3,000. And she believes that Bitcoin in the next 5 years will go to 500,000. Wow. Okay. And this is why they are saying that this is going to be the next thing. Well, do you think it happen? Well, I don't know. I don't know whether Tesla go to 3,000, but I think $1,000 is fair. Bitcoin, I don't know about 500,000, but I think 100,000 is fair. I'm probably not as optimistic, but definitely it's out, right? Yeah. Okay. So Liu have said Cathie Wood sold because Tesla crossed 10% of her holdings. I see. Thank you, Liu, for sharing that. Okay. So I didn't get that information. That's cool. That's good. That's why we are here to learn from one another. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. Okay. All right. So Santoli. Now Santoli is a market correspondent from CNBC. So his view is quite technical and fundamental. That's why I like to cover his little analysis. So what we see is that right September. So we can see this S&P chart, and this is the 50-day moving average, and you do see every time it does come down, the market do rebound. So would that happen again? People are now defending this. The bearish camp say it will not, it will crash. The bull camp say it's a good time to buy. So I don't know which side would you be in. All right. So nonetheless, itself, right? We just seen this option expiration on Friday, and usually the post expiration week, which is this week, the market usually is kind of weak. So traders, you need to take note of that. Okay. Now the thing is this: since 1990, right? You can see that 25 times the market will be weaker, only 5 times is stronger. So you may take as a reference point. Now, of course, I told you earlier, it's a growth scare. Whether or not now the cyclical, the financial, the bank are they able to perform, especially with the current situation. And of course, at the moment right now, right, the CNN Business Fear and Greed Index is now about 40, which means that when it's near 100, it's very greedy, means the market is very bullish. Usually it's a pullback accordingly. Now, if the market is lower than 40, that means that the market is getting a bit weary. And now we are at about 40 range. Okay. Now we also saw that the VIX indicator has not nudged above 20. I've been calling for buy on VIX for some time already, and it's actually doing pretty okay. So my view on VIX is that it should be able to hit 26 to 32 level if the market do have any more significant pullback. All right. So all these tells you that what is going to be likely happening in the market right now. All right. So all cool with that. Okay, now this is the very interesting part itself regarding this. You can take a look. Now, anonymous buyer has purchased 40,000 COMEX Gold contract. Now, 40,000 contract were traded. Now, this is about basically the worth, the excuse me, is about the value, right? It's about how much is that? Can I take a look here? 40,000 value. I think I missed out that particular segment. Okay, I will not speculate. Okay, so it's about, I remember, $7.2 billion worth. Okay, so the thing is, this 40,000 contract is quite a bit. Okay, why it is bought? Now, when I look through if I look at it, right, apparently this buying mostly happened during the last week when the market came down. All right, when the gold came down quite a fair bit. So from here itself, it shows that, right, players are getting wary because there are some people say that, right, this is going to be a form of inflation hedge. And one of them is speculated could be the legendary investor John Paulson. Now, this is John Paulson. He went on Bloomberg and said that there's a reason why gold will go parabolic. And he believed that with Mark Mobius also think that gold is a good time to buy. So the question is, with all these guys buying gold, what do you think? Now, my personal view is that I also think that gold could be a good time to buy soon. Okay, I repeat, gold could be a good time to buy soon. And I believe that inflation will go up because that is the reason why they are buying gold. And if inflation goes up itself and if Federal Reserve not going to do anything, it will basically push a yield higher. And when it pushes a yield higher, it will cause a bit of ripple effect across the equity market. So all these are all like a it's like a, like a roadblocks, and all are blocking the one that's going to lead to one another. So of course, with all this information, we will know what to look out for in the financial market. All right, now today I've been long in terms of the financial news because there's so much to cover with you. So hope you like that segment. Now I can go live right now to the charts. The bull goes move, the bear goes grrr, and the lemming go is different this time. Okay, Jin Hon, I will be coming that. Okay, I'll be doing that very soon. Now I'm going to do chart views right now. This is the first time we are doing something like this, whereby we're going to have MAO live right now. Let me bring the charts for you. We can take a look. Okay, yeah, let's go. Okay. Just give me a moment. Just adjust some stuff. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's just cover, look at the Chinese stock market first. That's how we do it. Oh no, wow, the China stock market is down. The market is down quite a fair bit. This is the latest data. Let me just make sure it's the latest data. Yes, indeed. Let me just confirm this once again. Yeah, indeed, to its latest data. The Chinese stock market is down quite a substantial figure. You can see that they have broke below the MLP. The China market have broke below my MLP. It has also broke below my MA30. So with the market below MLP and below MA30, this is actually a pretty bearish situation right now. And of course, traders, you can also take note that this is the BMB and this is the SL positioning. And of course, when the market break SL, it will come down to this point, and it's actually really happening right now. So all this tells me that the market most likely will see a bit more selling in the Chinese stock market. All right, they should be able to do that. Just give me a short moment. I'm receiving a lot of messages I didn't see earlier. So, wow, okay, so many messages coming in. Okay. Okay, hold on a minute now. Now, the thing is this, I've been calling for the stock market to be down quite a bit for one while already for the China stock market. And I've been telling people that to be very, very careful because I foresee that this is going to lead to more selling in the market. And truth be told, all these are actually happening. Because if you look back my view on the trade, the boys, I already tell you that the stock market will be coming off. And unfortunately, it's really happening right now. So the question mark is that will this continue, right? That will be the main point, okay? All right, so let's continue. Just tell them to give me some time to do my MAO first. Okay, so with that itself, right, let's look at the Hong Kong market. Now, the Hong Kong market is currently also down. You can see that my MLP for today should be around here. It's below MLP, and also it has broke my technical point that I told you about. It's 24,580, and it's below 30 itself. Now, currently now you can see that we are actually pretty near to the lower rung of the Hang Seng the last few months. Now, the thing is this, someone did text me a couple of days ago telling me, Cal, is it a good time to buy into the Hong Kong market? And I keep on reminding my friends, saying no, it's not the best time to buy right now, because this market itself most likely will see a little bit of rebound effect. But then the downside problem is still way too big. All right, we have to let it cool down first. We shouldn't be jumping into the market right now. That is my view. And I share with them, I said that because the Chinese government market may come in to do some, they may come in to do some support. But if you look at it, it's all right, this market will likely be going down further. So if you look at the chart right now, you can take a look. Okay, look at the chart here itself. This is the major movement of the market. And if you take the low point itself, right, this is the connection point of A and B. You can see that this is where it intersected. And of course, a technical draw trader will notice that this is the breakdown and then the recovery and the pull down again. So what will happen is that there is a possibility to see Hong Kong market going down below 23,000 level. All right, it is possible for the Hang Seng to go down below the 23,000 level. It is possible. So that's why when recently when a lot of traders calling for buy in the Chinese stock market, I keep on saying no, there's something more to happen. And because I've been keeping in track with the Chinese stock market, I have friends in China too. They tell me about these property prices in China. I've been calling that this is going to break, the market will not hold, and truth be told, it's all happening right now. But of course, we don't expect to go down all the way like that. It will rebound a bit, but the ultimate target will be about 23,000 level. All right. So of course, we're 1,500 points right now. Is it too early to call all this? But I'm just giving my personal view. All right. Okay. So we have that. So let's look at today's Hong Kong market using our indicator, our Hang Seng and our indicator. Let's take a look. Now you can see, and this is our Hong Kong day chart first. Okay, so for today's, our day chart shows that the Hong Kong market this morning opens somewhat flat. Then after that, now it's trading downwards. It has crossed below the pivot one. So with the KSI rate, that means the market is more towards downside. And as long as the market goes below pivot one, which is happening right now, there will be more downside happening, and it's all happening right now as we are speaking here itself. Okay, the Hang Seng is now to 24,450 level. The question mark is this: will this actually go lower? Now, all I can tell you is this, my friends. If you look at what I just said to you, there is a possibility that the Hong Kong market were to go down further. And of course, the downside could bring Hong Kong all the way down today to 24,141. Now, is it possible? Well, if the US stock market do pull back at the same time, which we're actually seeing right now, there is a possibility for the Hong Kong market to go down to 24,141 today. It is possible, all right? It is possible, okay? So traders do take note of that. Okay, let's look at the US Dow Jones right now. Okay, now US Dow Jones, we do the conventional chart, then we go to the TWB chart. Okay, now first of all, this is the long-term chart of the TWB. This is the our own conventional chart. You can see pretty clear that the MA 200 is actually the one supporting the market. All right. So the last time we see such a support, if you take a look at the chart right now, the last time we see an ultimate strong support was here, and that was in 2020 October period. Okay, now if you actually look at this and focus, you will notice that the RSI actually also came down to about 30 level. Now 30 level is always known to be the support level, right? Okay, so the thing is this: where are we right now? We are very near to ending to hit the RSI 30, because the last time we saw this, it happened in June, and the market actually rebounded, but it did not actually touch the MA 200. It did not, and then recover and went to new all-time high. So now we put in these two things side by side. What we have is that we're going to have this together. You can see now we are marginally now away from the MA 200 level. All right, marginally away about 200 points, and the RSI reading is about 37. Now we're going to have a very interesting thing will happen. I believe that the Dow Jones is going to go down to this point here itself. and that's 34,220 level. I believe that that's where the Dow will go today, tomorrow, this week, not too sure when, but it should be going there. And then the RSI should be able to go down to hit the 30 mark. Now, when these two happen at the same time, I kind of believe that the market will actually bottom up and may recover a little bit, because the market had been selling way much earlier. Back then itself, when I was warning everybody 3 weeks ago that this recent upside whereby the market came on touching the MA30 is a very big concern, I did say that the moment if the market loses it, there'll be selling, and this is all happening right now. So now I'm looking to buy back some position about 34,220 level. That should be a good time to look to buy back some position. But of course, would this be the start of the selling wave? I cannot be sure, but with $360 billion coming in from Federal Reserve, I don't think that will be a point to sell short. If you want to sell short, you should have done it long ago or even today. You shouldn't wait until you break the MA200 to do it. That'll be too dangerous to do it. You must understand the difference here. So you look at it right now, the last time we see something like this, the market did drop for about 1 or 2 more days before it bottomed out. So I strongly believe that this will likely be happening again. So traders, do take note that this could actually happen again, right? I think my photo block here. Let me bring it down a little bit for you. I redraw everything again. Okay, this is the downside. I think zoom for this. Yeah. Okay, so you can see that this is what happened back in October last year. And you can see that simultaneously it broke the MA200 and the RSI hit 30. And now we can see that it might actually be happening also again. Okay, so traders who are short, continue to hold your shorts. For traders who are going to go long, wait for a while. The time is not right yet for you to look into that. Okay, just hold on. Okay, clear? All right, if everybody clear with this analysis, please key number 1 right now. We'll take a quick water break. All right, if you understand what I'm drawing here itself, please, put a number 1 over there in the comment box. Okay, thank you. Okay, now the thing is this, I have shared with you, right? This was the high back then at 35,616 for the Dow Jones. Even a 5% pullback, right? It has to go down to 33,835. So I kind of suspect that, right? The market most likely, if there's going to be any significant pullback, right? Most likely itself, right? We will see the market going down to 33,835 range. Okay, that means that is the 5% from the all-time high level, 33,835 level. Okay, all right. So traders do look out for that potential to be there. And if you want to squeeze the market, you can look at this number, 33,835. All right. So traders, you can consider to watch this number, 33,835. Okay. All right, let's look at the weekly chart right now. Okay, I just saw Colin texting that the weekly chart don't look good. Yeah, indeed, it doesn't look very nice. Okay, now you look at the weekly chart. First of all, let me just zoom out for you. Now, this is the weekly chart that I've been drawing. I've been following weekly chart, right? Now, remember, we have this drawing since about 5 months ago. And every day I've been following this short-term trend line. And every time when the market hit a major trend line, you can see it always rebound. All right? But when I told you when the intersection of the short-term trend line and the long-term trend line intersect one another, that is where I told you things will get very nasty. And truth be told, you can see over here, beautiful. Now, all these are all drawn long time ago already. You can check my past MAO videos on YouTube. You can actually see that. Now, I already given you a timing. I told you, right, the moment the intersection cross over, the next following week itself, you'll see very big movement, and truth be told, it's all happening right now. Okay, you can see on the chart, it's really happening right now. And if you look at it, yes, indeed, If it doesn't really do fine, there is a possibility for the market to pull back all the way down to 33,199 level. And this is on the weekly chart. So you look at it now, hey, this number familiar, right? Yeah, indeed. So that's why the point is this. I strongly believe that if this China Evergrande cannot get themselves problem settled, and if Jerome Powell decided that, okay, time is there, we have to do it right now, we shouldn't kick the can down the alley further, this could be a very detrimental week for the stock market. But again, after that is happened itself, right? The 120 billion coming in, still going to come in, the market may find a temporary bottom. So again, I'll stress this to all traders. If you are not shorted, you should do it right now and then put a stop loss nearby. If you have going to long the market, I will really advise you to wait for a while. You don't need to do it right now. Wait for a while. Let the market come down a bit more. That will be a better thing to do. Okay. All right. Think and consider. Okay. So this is the Dow Jones conventional chart. Let me share with you now the TWB chart right now. Okay. The TWB chart is our own system chart now. Today we have a bit of problem. Let's take a look. Okay. Now what we have right now on the chart for Dow Jones is not very nice. The opening price is between the two pivot, but the KSI is red. Now, for those people who doesn't know about TWB system, we always use the day before KSI to do our forecast of what will happen. So the thing is this, now we have a problem. The market now goes below pivot 2 already. Now pivot 2 is 34,474. And whenever the market is below OP, below pivot 2, to all the TWB students who are online right now, do you remember? If the market is below OP and below pivot 2, what should we be looking out for? If it's below OP and below pivot 2, what should we do? Can you give me your answer right now? Now, today is a live session with the public members. I can see that we have about 85 people online today. So that means I believe about maybe 30 people online. There's public members. All right, so what do you think? Can you share with all of them right now, if the market is below OP and below pivot 2, what usually will happen? For what will be the thing that we should look out for the TWB student? What should we be looking out for? All right, by the way, while I'm looking at it, wow, Hong Kong continue to go down. Hong Kong has continued to go down now. It's 24,330 level. And I told you, right, it's likely going to hit 24,140 plus. Remember, it's possible happening, right? So Jerry, I will say CCYR, Sal, Toming, Cheng Hui, Anthony, Brian, all of you are giving very good sharing here. So let's see what happened. If you look at the 15-minute chart today, you can see that very clear, right? Very nice. Live, that the market opening price is here. And you can see that once the market, this is the high of the day, and the high of the day today is a BMB. And we all know, right? Whenever you see a BMB followed by a color change, and it triggers something like this, is for this case, it's below OP. This is definitely a sell signal. And of course, if the market breaks below pivot 2, it will definitely be coming down. And you can see live right now, live with everybody online right now, you can see that it's actually really happening. Incredible. The Dow Jones is going down right now as we are speaking live, okay? Live session today, all right? And just now I see, wow, Dow Jones breaking the 34,400 level. And I just saw Hong Kong is still coming down. Let's read Hong Kong. Oh my goodness. Hong Kong is still coming down. Remember, I already tell you that most likely Hong Kong could be going down towards this point here as well. I suspect that Hong Kong will be coming down towards here. And this point is 24,141 level. This could actually be happening. So traders who are short in Hong Kong, you can actually do that itself. 24,141. What's snap? Sorry. Okay. All right. This is happening right now. Okay. At for Hang Seng itself. Okay. 24,141. Okay. So traders look out for that. Okay. All right. So let's look at the Nasdaq. Now Nasdaq. We saw on Friday, we saw most of the mega counters down by about average 2.2%. So what are we looking at for today? Well, first of all, for Nasdaq, the MA30 is somewhere near here. MLP mid-level price is somewhere around here. So now the Nasdaq most likely will be supported at the opening price for today. But if the Nasdaq pulls below OP, then there is a possibility that the market may pull it back down. to 95% level, and that's 14,933. Yeah, Colin, but since we are doing a different we're doing a different moving average here, so maybe the one that you are sharing right now may not be appropriate lah. Okay, because this is still going to be a TWB sharing session that we're just going live right now. All right, so we stick to our what we know, right, which is WMA. All right, but it's cool to share lah. But then again, just kindly reframe to put non-TWB materials here itself, because all these are still TWB materials. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, man. But okay. Anyway, if the Nasdaq is a pullback down further, it could go down to 14,933 level. Now, I don't know whether the Nasdaq will bring down to that point, but I can tell you that if the Nasdaq do come down to this point itself, I'm pretty sure Cathie would be coming in to buy some more. So I will rather tell myself that if the Nasdaq come down to 14,933 level, it could be a very good time to buy a lot of to focus here to look for buying opportunity. Okay, for buying opportunity. Okay, so traders, watch out for 14,933 level. Okay, so that's Nasdaq for us. Now, for those who are new with us here itself, we always do the conventional chart first, then we do the TWB chart, so that we can have a bit of inference between the both of them. Okay, now we're not here to say who is better, which is better, but end of the day, you're supposed to do your inference so that you can get the best of the both worlds. Isn't it better? Yeah. Okay, now for today, the Nasdaq is interesting. We have a CCYR positioning here itself. CCYR on the day chart. Now, CCYR on day chart shows that, right, with the KSI rate, the KSI is rate, take note of that. That means that if the market goes below OP, there is a chance to see the Nasdaq trading down to 15,215 level. 15,215 level. But the KCB shows that the downside pressure could bring it down further to 15,096. 15,096. Okay. So if the market loses 15,215, the support today would be somewhere around here, 15,096. So traders for the Nasdaq, kindly take note of that. Okay, Nasdaq. Okay, so you can see that our calls are pretty straightforward. We give you the values, we tell you where we go, and then we let the students decide what to do. All right, everything is very clear, and all those technical lines are drawn by the system itself. We do not do any own drawing. We let the system decide. Okay, S&P. All right, this is what someone wanted me to ask for S&P, right? Now S&P in my books, it should be going down lower because it had broke my very important MA level. Okay, let me explain this to you again. Now the S&P 500, whenever it hit the MA 30, it will normally rebound within 2 days. But we can see that the last few days, the market failed to rebound above the MA 30. So that is a telltale sign that there could be downside pressure. And of course, we also gave a very important technical point. 44.39 was a very important technical point, which the market hit and recover. You can see that beautifully. But last Friday, the S&P loses that figure. The market loses that figure at 44.39. That means that the next number, it should be going down, will be 44.09. That means that there is a possibility for S&P 500 to trade down to 44.09 this likely today, today. But of course, if that really all happened, well, then the next wave could be all the way down to 43.24 because that is the 95% mark from the all-time high level. Okay, so I suspect that there should be some support at 44.09 first. Then maybe we watch again. And the moment now to call 43.24 is a bit fast earlier. I mean, it's a bit too early right now. So I will just leave the number there, but for your reference only. Okay. All right. Now the thing is this, you can hear me from my voice. We've been calling for short for the last 2 weeks, and the market is coming down, and we are already profiting from it. But when the market is like coming down and everybody's had to go for sell, you can see now a lot of experts, guru, analysts are calling for sell. Usually when this is happening, I don't mind following through because that's where we make our money. But we have to also be very careful that if everybody now wants to sell, the opposite of selling is always a transactional buy. Hence, therefore, someone is also buying. So the thing is this: if you've been selling, good for you. If you are going to sell new, fine. But if you're going to tell me, say, Kel, I want to sell big time right now, then I want to tell you to go slow, okay? And for those who shorten the market, do consider to buy back some along the way down. You only make money when you have putting your money in your pocket, all right? That's when you really make money. This one you must understand that. Very, very important stuff. Okay. All right, so let's look at the S&P again for the TWB chart. Now the TWB chart is pretty clear. We have a straightforward sell signal right now. KSI is red in color, and the opening price is within 2 pivots. So most likely today, the S&P might be heading down to 44.02. So the 44.09 is my target. 44.02 is the TWB system potential downside. So all these tells you that if strong S&P stays below OP, the market is going to mark it downwards. All right, most likely this will happening later on when the DAX open. So about 1 p.m. or so, we should see another wave of movement coming down. Okay. All right, that is the S&P. And then let's look at the DAX. Now, I already warned you that DAX is going to go into a big movement soon. And truth be told, last Friday, we already have the moving average at about 15,765, remember? And let's just do a bit of recap what happened on this Friday's DAX. Oh my goodness. So Friday, the DAX, oh, this is so beautiful. Look at the DAX movement. The market went up first. It hit the level here, which is the MA30 level. And once it reaches that, you notice that the market basically for 2 candles stopped there beautifully as if that they recognize this number. And of course, we have a very big reversal hammer. And of course, that was where the DAX collapsed. Okay, you can see that, right? Happening right now live. So that's why the MA30 is so powerful for us. But of course, the one that we use, MA30, is a bit different. Yeah, so that's the reason why students are able to benefit out of that. Okay, so now the thing is this. What a big pullback now. So the MA30 today will lower down to this point here, and that's 15,747. But the closing price at 15,500 is very far away. That means the bearishness is going to be very strong coming today. And the MA200 is somewhere near here, and that is about 15,370. So I cannot deny this to tell you that I believe that today the DAX is going to come down further. It should be able to find a base around 15,370 first. But if it fails, it may go down lower, and the lower level is about 15,231. Okay, very specific figure. Yeah. Okay, so that will be my 2 views on DAX today. But of course, the DAX is also very near to the RSI 30 level. So I cannot deny this. There could be a temporary dead cat rebound later this week, right? And midweek, maybe after the market comes down a bit, a lot of selling, everybody call for sell in the world, then there should be a technical rebound. Okay. All right, let's look at the China A50 again, just to recap. China A50 is down quite a fair bit, but it hit my technical point, and seemingly there's a bit of rebound off the lows right now. The Hang Seng market also is showing that. Okay, hold on a minute. The chart got stuck here already. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, the market came down, but it's off the low right now. So there should be some bottom buying. Pretty sure of that will happen in the market. Then we now look at the Nikkei. Now Nikkei, you can see that I have given you a warning signal a couple of days ago. I told you Nikkei should have some resistance around 30,700 figure, and it really has happened. Yeah, it's really happened. It hit the point here itself. It really stopped there. So with that, most likely Nikkei will come down to this point. And the figure I gave you to you was 30,010. I said that Nikkei will come down to this point here. Then that is where it might show some support. So for traders, you may want to consider that. The MA30 and the MA200 is somewhere around here. So it's pretty far away. So no concern. But for Nikkei, 30010 will be a good level to buy back your position. Okay. All right. So this is what we are seeing right now for the Nikkei. Okay, so that's Nikkei. So for today's Nikkei on the TWB chart, let's take a look. Now the TWB chart today shows that Nikkei today got no pivot. I repeat, Nikkei today got no pivots. No pivots means that the opening price will be the one that make the decision. So now this morning, the opening price is now at 30,248, and now it's trading below OP. So that's why there's some profit taking. And of course, you can see that the KSI is red. So when the KSI is red, that means if the market rebound, right, you can look out for potential level to take profit. So you can see on the Nikkei chart, this is where it opened this morning, and then it went up, it hit the KTR +1. You can see that all these are all auto-drawn for you. Once it hit there, it couldn't go higher. Now it's coming down already. So all these tells you that you have not used the TWB system. You don't need me to, you don't need to draw anything. You just have to follow the script and then just say, okay, today KSI is red. Then look out for sell at KTR +1 and +2 and so forth. And you can see that the market just really performed as if that they recognize this. This is the beauty of our system. Really incredible system. Okay. All right. So you have the Nikkei. So now we have finished all the US equity markets, the Asian equity markets. Now let's look at the commodities. Okay. Commodities. Okay. Now gold price. Now gold is trading down a little bit at 1751. Now do note a few things to take note for gold. Today, gold is a doji formation, right? It's a doji as of on Friday. So normally, if we have a doji, we expect it to be a directional day today. Now, meaning today, if the market stays above OP, gold will go up. If it stays below OP, gold will be going down. So let's do the upside and downside first. Now, the downside potential for gold can really bring it down all the way to 1729 level. 1729. Gold can come down to 1729 level. Now, so if gold stays below OP, right now, traders who are shorting gold, you can aim at 1729 for profit, okay? All right, if the gold recover later and goes above OP, the first level that it has to cross is 1762. Now, 1762 is a Fibonacci 50% level. It has to cross above that because the last time it did it on Friday, it didn't. It pulls back. On Thursday, that's where it broke down. So 1762 is a very important level. Yeah, indeed, Anthony, it's a very, very important level to watch out for upside. So for traders who believe that it will go up, then you have to wait for it to go over OP first, then you can buy. For traders who are shorting a gold, you can hold it down, put an SWR position, and aim at 1729. Okay, so you can see we are always objective. We give you two sides of the view unless it's blatantly outright a sell. Now for gold's weekly chart, not so nice at all, quite ugly. Yeah? You can see that the gold trend shows that it broke below it, right? So it broke below the trend, so which means that, okay, unless the market broke back above the downtrend, if not gold, the downside pressure is kind of there itself. Huh? Gold has downside pressure. Now the thing is this, we all know that gold is a very good, it's always a, it's like an SOP thingy. If there's inflation, we buy gold, right? But why the market not doing that now, right? It's because there are also better stuff to buy than gold, like crypto you can buy and stuff like that. So that's why gold haven't come to the point whereby people want to buy it yet. It's still basically manipulated downside, you know. But I believe that this downside manipulation is only because some of the boys are trying to buy gold cheap. So my opinion is this: whenever gold comes down to a significant level, like what we saw before at about the 61.8 Fibonacci number, about 1689 level, this is always a great price to buy because every time when the gold comes down to this point here itself, the gold will actually rebound. So with the gold now is 1750, we are about probably $70 away. It's quite what do you call a level to watch out for. You can put a call level to buy at 1689 level. Okay, all right, so that is gold for you. So let's look at the gold chart for today. While gold is now coming off a little bit. Okay, now I did tell you that some people did ask me, Cal, I thought gold is always the hedging tool against Dow Jones, right? So how come the Dow Jones is coming down and the gold price is also coming down? Now I said this many times before. This so-called gold and Dow Jones have inverse relationship itself, doesn't really apply in the real world. Yes, sometimes it works, but majority of the time it actually works together, which means that if the Dow Jones is coming down itself, right, gold price will also come down because gold is sacrificed for people to unload their position to go and hold their equity position. That is something you must understand. So I strongly believe in my personal textbook, my own view is that this selling down itself, right, is very suspicious because Palantir bought gold around this area. And of course, John Paulson, seemingly based on the timeline of the article, also seemingly buy around this area. So I believe that this was done on purpose by some people to bring the price down so that they can buy it cheap. So my personal take is this: there is a possibility that they may try it again before the recovery upwards. Okay, they may just try anywhere. So for today, the KSI is red in color. The blue box, I mean the KCX is there. My personal take is this: the gold price may be coming down to about 1735 first, then it may actually rebound from the pivot 2. Now, of course, if it goes worse, it may go all the way down to 1728, which is same price at 1729, then it may recover. So for me, for gold today, it's a sell today as long as the market stays below OP. Only if the market goes above OP, then we will look to buy the gold. Okay, so this one you have to kind of take note of that for traders. All right, for gold today. Okay, clear? All right, so that is gold. Now for silver, now silver has continued to go down lower. Friday, silver go down further because, like I said, as I told you guys, silver is lesser in demand, but silver is like those who are Reddit players. They will use it for speculation. So a couple of days ago, they used it for speculation and they basically, try to push it higher. But when the gold price come down, silver got hit faster. I did tell you that, right? When the gold come down, the silver will get hit worse, and it's all really happening right now. Okay, so now how do we look at silver? Now silver is now still below my MA 30, and it's below the 61 point technical point. But I still think at silver as a good time to buy, and I give you 3 levels to you to look at silver. I told you, right, you can buy some at 23.50. I told you that is one level to watch out for. $23, you can add a bit more, and 22.50, which is right now, this is a good time to add even more. All right, this is basically down averaging buying. All right, it's not the best strategy, but for people who believe that gold price will go higher by end of this year, then buying silver is a consideration. All right. Now, of course, you can see that the RSI now is pretty near the 30 level. The last time we see something like this, the silver did actually do a rebound. So I kind of suspect that, right, silver will likely be able to rebound in the near course. All right. But again, for people who want to buy it cheap, you want to buy it as it goes down. All right. But just buy moderating your own risk management. Okay. Now, because if the gold prices go back up against silver, if it goes up back to like $32 to $38, it's kind of possible. But again, I say you don't need to just jump in right now. You can buy progressively downwards, okay? Progressively. Okay, I just see on the chart now, Hang Seng is still traveling down as well. Wow, this Hang Seng is really, really coming down pretty strongly. Just to show to you now, we are now about 100 points away from the 24,141. I already tell you that likely Hang Seng will come down all the way. It will come down to this point here, and that is 24,141 earlier. All right, so traders, if the Hang Seng do come down to 24,141, do consider to buy back your shorts, okay? If it come down to here, buy back your shorts. I already say it, yeah? Yeah. Okay, so we have the gold and silver done. Last few is crude oil. Now, crude oil, I share with you, my view is that crude oil will go up because of inflation. I believe that crude oil will be going towards this point here at $73.43. But I did also tell you that, right, $72.32 is the SWL level, which means that if they cannot cross, it will pull back. And now, as you can see, it really, really pulls back according to plan. So, but again, if it comes down for traders, you can consider to look out for MA200, MA30. MA30 is about $69. It could be a good time to buy back again. So it may hit here and then go up again. I still believe that crude oil will be going back to $73 in the near term. All right, I'm still very bullish on crude oil, but of course, I will give you to ask you to take some profit first because I expect the equity market to fall, and it's actually happening right now. So for crude oil, any pullback, you can look out for buying opportunity. Yeah, pullback, pullback. So you look at crude oil today using a TWB system TWB system on crude oil. You can see that today it's trading below the pivot 1, and today's crude oil is an inverse pivot. You can see that the pivot actually inverted itself. Again, it's another classic thing about our system. We don't use the normal stuff. So you can see that it's an inverted pivot. So which means that if the crude oil goes below pivot 1, 71.30, it will pull back quite a bit because it's inverted pivot. But because the KSI is green in color, right, I kind of suspect that later on, if the market cannot go down and reverse, right, it may actually goes up instead. So for traders who want to short crude oil, I would say that below 71.30, you can short. But if the market goes back above 71.30, you must be very careful, and this may push back crude oil back all the way to my target, and that's about $73.28. Okay, so what normally when a time like this, you also see that the geopolitical also have problem. So not too sure what this actually instrumentally bring up the crude oil higher. Leave it the market to decide. Okay, all right. So that is crude oil for you to take note. And of course, right now, let's look at the last two. It's a cryptocurrency market. So first of all, for Bitcoin today, now Bitcoin has tried to go up to about 48,000 recently, but it went during the over the weekend. It did, but on the trading day it didn't. So now what we can see from the cryptocurrency, the KSI is still green in color, meaning the buyers are still there, pretty positive. The blue bars are there, but not as long as what it has to be. So the bullishness is still there. So for Bitcoin today, 46,400 will be the important level to watch out for support. As long as the Bitcoin stays above 46,400, the Bitcoin should be able to recover back again. Now, my personal view on this Bitcoin is that if it comes down, it'll be good to buy. If it goes back above 50,000, I believe that it's going to go back to 53,000 again. Now, my personal view is that cryptocurrency overall long haul is still going to go up. My view for crypto, for Bitcoin, is still at about 82,000 by this end of this year, 82,000. Okay, my personal view. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that means my personal view is that Bitcoin will go to 82,000 by end of this year, right? It means that we're talking about 31st December 2021. This is my personal take on this, okay? Okay, 82,000. Okay, my personal view. And last but not least, we talk about the Ethereum. Now, Ethereum for today is down at the moment, and today is a flat top. Opening price and high is the same, but there's something to take note of. The KSI is green, but the blue bar is extending a little bit, so a pullback is expected today for Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, again, I remember telling you this, Ethereum 3016 will be a good level to watch out for Ethereum, 3016. It'll be a good level to watch out for that, okay, for Ethereum for buying. All right, cool. I just saw something happening in Hong Kong. Oh my goodness, Hong Kong is still coming down right now as we are speaking here. Oh my goodness, Hong Kong is nearing the target that we see. Oh my goodness, Hong Kong have came down. In fact, Hong Kong has came down. Oh my goodness, and it's very near to the level, 24,141 level. So this morning during this MAO live itself, right, I've been telling you this, if Hong Kong breaks below my pivot 1 level, it will be coming down, and there's a good chance that it may come down to this point, 24,141, and we are just about a few points away from it. For traders who are short in Hang Seng, please consider to buy back around this price right now. You can wait for it to trigger, or you think it's somewhere this is good enough for you, you can just buy back a position. All right, once again, this shows that we dare to go live, and we can do it for you live with so many people watching this. More than 70 of you right now, and it's really happening. So if Hang Seng is to come down to here, I suspect that it will actually bottom out somewhere here for today, at least for now. So it may most likely it may rebound a little bit. Whether it come down later or not, I wouldn't know, but at least it's now live showing you, and we're just a few more points away. Can we just stay? Oh yes, it's triggered. Oh my God. All right. Congratulations for those who have actually stay tuned and been shorting the Hang Seng with us. If you have made money, please key HK. If you have made money, please type HK. If you have made money, please type HK. Come on, guys. If you have made money, please type HK right now. Wow. My messages is coming like mad. Oh my goodness. So many messages is coming in right now. Congratulations to all of you who have believed that it's going to happen. Congratulations to all of you. I'm very, very happy for all of you. Congratulations, guys. You guys are really amazing. Wow, I saw someone actually made $1,000. Oh my God, someone actually made $1,000 from trading the Hang Seng. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, you guys are really, really good. So many messages coming in, all texting me. Congratulations. Okay, I'm happy for you guys. Really, I'm very happy for you. Real well done. For those that profited from Hang Seng, do actually Thanks HK Profit. Okay, congratulations to you. Well done, guys. Really, and wow, it's rebounding. As we are speaking right now, it's rebounding as we have predicted. Oh my goodness, this is the power of the TWB system. Really live showing you, really live with so many of you watching this right now. Oh my God. Okay, guys, I've covered everything for today. This is how we do our morning MAO every day for our students. And if you like what I shared today, do continue to support us. Okay, join us and you will be able to see this. This is live. No one can do this. Okay. All right, that'll be all for today. Have a great day. This is Kel signing off. Bye-bye, guys. See you tomorrow.